Episode 3, something to do with sailing, something. We're going to be talking about something. Don't know the title of this video yet, but this is the Lung-Tied Podcast. My name is Lung-Tied. This is a space where we talk unscripted about our favorite video games, common topics, current events, and all things to do old school RuneScape. Thank you so much for joining. If you like old school RuneScape and want the RNG gods to bless you, go ahead and drop a like. They say it raises pet chances and rare drop chances an additional 5%. That's just what they say. Don't ask who. Also, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss an episode or a video. Share it with a friend and tell them if you watch this podcast, your rare drop chances go up. Okay. It's been a while since we've done that. If you check back, the last episode came out, gosh, I don't even know. Sometime, what was it, 5-6 months ago? It was a hot minute. We are back, and I'm just gonna set expectations for this video. Okay, I have not been playing RuneScape that much. Okay, I would be maxed by now if I had been. I just have not been playing RuneScape all that much due to really just life in general. So I mean, smithing level, say GZ in the comments, but just life in general has been, well, no, I wouldn't say crazy, just different avenues that I've wanted to take have really taken up my time and consumed my time to where I've just not had a lot of time to play RuneScape. Have I been keeping up with things? Of course, man. I love RuneScape. This is honestly, old school RuneScape is the only game that I GAF about. Okay? Not going to say it. YouTube doesn't like swearing. But I don't care about any other video games, man. I don't care about any first person, single player, VR. I don't care about any game but old school RuneScape, okay? So of course, I've been keeping up. And YouTube's been doing a good job. I even have a completely separate YouTube that I've been doing kind of like IRL things with, that YouTube has been still keeping me up with old school RuneScape, even on that channel, like recommending me stuff about the sailing updates and this, that, and the third. So I've definitely been kind of in the loop. Not so much as like going in depth with strategies and figuring things out in the game as they are, but just having a general idea from what I've been seeing and taking other people's perspectives from it. So I have definitely been keeping up. But as you can see, it's definitely in gaps. But in this video, I just giving you a life update. But in this video, I more or less just want to talk about ideas. Okay, I really just want to dive deep into some ideas, man. I tell you, that's one thing. Doesn't matter. I could be vice president of the United States of America. Okay, like I don't care what it could be in my life that's going on. I truly just always am thinking about the what this game can be, what it is, and how things can always be improved, right? We're doing a little bit of smithing on the screen here, by the way. Just some chill smithing. We're not trying to be efficient or anything. We're just trying to chill. We're gonna talk, we're gonna have a great time. Do whatever you need to do in game. I hope you're getting your agility up. If you don't have 99 agility and you're listening to this video right now, use this as an excuse. Okay, I don't know how long this video is gonna be. But let's say if it's 30 minutes, I mean, 90K an hour. I honestly, I don't know what agility. I probably like 40K an hour. I got 99 agility though. And yes, it is a pain in the ass, but you can get it up. Use this as an excuse. Drop what you're doing. Go ahead and go do your agility or do whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about sailing, man. I think truly sailing has been one of the number one things that I have been personally passionate about. I don't think I've actually spoken with anyone, at least my RuneScape friends, about this topic in a long time, since sailing was really started to get talked about being put in the game. But it is something I sat here and I jog my brain about it all the time. Just the potentials and truly what could come of sailing. Now, actually, I don't know if I want to start there. Let me just take a step back. What did I Now we're gonna start there, and then I'll think about because I was actually gonna start with another thing, but we'll go ahead and dive into that. Sorry. And by the way, it's 2:00 in the morning. I did want to go ahead and say that, man. It's 2:00 in the morning. You know, I'm not under the influence or something, man. I'm just actually up. I've been doing a lot of things, but yeah, sailing. I want to go ahead and talk about that, man. So sailing, it's really cool. I have been watching the dev blogs here and there. They haven't really dove too much in detail as far as like, you know, they're showing a general overview, right? And, you know, I did see the perspective of actually sailing and stuff. I thought that was insane. I thought that was really cool. And I can't remember his name, but one of the mods was talking about how they never thought in years that they would actually see usable content on the water, right? And I thought the same thing, truly. Like, when I saw that there was a boat being able to go afloat on the RuneScape water, man, that actually, like, that broke a third wall or something. I don't know. It gave me the chills. All right. I know that sounds odd. Like, it gave me chills, man. It was like watching the end of Stranger Things, right? It's just like, what is to come? I don't know, man. I think it was actually, you know, pretty cool. Because heck, I mean, you know, we're a little spoiled with the RuneLight and stuff these days. I mean, you think about it, back in the day, man, heck, you could barely even see the dang ocean, you know, with the, you know, how far you could actually, the render distance, right? You could barely even see the ocean sometimes. So it's like the fact that now we're moving forward into the ocean is actually, it's kind of crazy to me. And honestly, it needed to be done. You know, we need to expand the world. I mean, RuneScape is limitless. It's a sandbox MMORPG. Sandbox is sandbox. We can go wherever we want to. So I think that's really cool. But enough about the boats. Yeah, I mean, he was talking about how, you know, it's crazy to see that, you know, they're moving on the water now. They were talking about how players can maybe see other players on the ocean as well. That piqued my interest. But I do want to talk about, you know, some things they can maybe, you know, do. And I'm sure, like, the general idea is, okay, sailing is going to, essentially, you would need levels to do certain things. And I think, like, the general idea right now is just, like, you need certain levels to do tasks, more or less. You know, I guess, like, on the board or something, the ship board, the delivery board or something. I don't know. They said something about you can do, like, tasks and that will get your sailing up. But man, I tell you, you know, just diving right into it in game, man, we need a raid that you have to have your sailing up to do. And pause. You know, we're just gonna branch off of that. I mean, that I think would be insane. Okay, and just imagine this. Okay, and this is from a raider's perspective. Okay, like this is, I mean, that's the only thing I do in this game other than, you know, trying to max now. But I mean, you know, I guess what else can you do in the game? I don't know. I mean, there's a ton of things you can do, but raiding is, once you get to the end game, that's about it. But I think, man, not a sailing raid. Now, don't get that mixed up. I'm not just gonna be one of those people, oh, we got a new skill, let's drop a new raid that the whole damn raid you're just sailing. I mean, if they wanted to, sure. I mean, is the whole raid gonna be on a boat? Are we gonna be, I don't know, man. I don't know how that would work, but here's the idea. Make a raid that is only, like, you can only go to it by sailing. And I think that would be incredible. And I'm not talking about, you know, level 20 sailing. I'm not talking about level 50 sailing. I'm talking about like 98 sailing. I'm talking like, you know, you need to be a damn pirate at this point in your game adventure. Otherwise, you ain't getting to that rate. And I think that would be insane. And actually, now that I'm talking about it, we're going to actually implement what I was going to say earlier. I was just thinking about this before we started here. And I truly think, man, you know, okay, let's say they did do that, right? They need to make sure that this raid is hard as heck. I mean, hard as heck, man. I'm talking like so damn hard. People are flooding Reddit. People are quitting. People are canceling. mean, so damn hard that people are quitting the game, for God's sakes. Like, this needs to be the hardest raid in existence, okay? And I know that sounds insane, right? But man, listen up. I mean, this is serious. I mean, we're getting to a point now. Now, I will say with the combat rebalances that just came out 2 days ago, I don't know the implementations. I don't really know what that's changed as far as the Elder Mauls, now the Dragon Warhammer. That's really the only thing that got my attention. I don't know too much about that, so be easy on me. I mean, I'm giving an idea here, and I'm not implementing I'm not implementing the new update that just happened 2 days ago, okay? But from the general rule of RuneScape, okay, without the combat rebalance, which I honestly, I've not seen any crazy videos about new metas for raids and yada, yada, yada. I don't think it has too much to do with it, but generally, I mean, man, right now, if you have good gear or like, the T-bow and the scythe and this, that, and the third, man, I tell you, these raids are just not mind-boggling, bro. I mean, just not mind-boggling. I'm gonna be honest with you. And, there are a lot of people that are like, man, I couldn't do Tob to save my life. And I completely respect that. But I've seen this more times than not. If you're looking from the outside in, sure, like, Tob definitely looks hard. But once you actually get the feel of it and grasp it, it actually, you kind of lose interest in it, man. I'm going to be honest with you. After about like 50, 60 KC, unless you have a full-fledged goal to make a ton of money in this game, you just lose interest. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Back in the day when it was new to me, and I was just a RuneScape addict, I got to like, I think I'm at like 130 KC. I don't think I ever made it to 200. But like, after that, man, I just like, I fell off. I didn't have too much to do. I didn't really, I just kind of like, the Inferno. I mean, obviously we can sit here and talk about, oh, that's brain tingling, just like, it's really hard. It takes a lot of time and yada, yada, yada. And it's quite an achievement. It is. But it's the fact that like, it's solo content. You can only do it. I mean, just do it one time and you're done. I mean, there's no point to go back in the Inferno, right? So, I mean, there's just not a lot of stimulating content in the game. There's just not, unless you're an Iron Man or a hardcore Iron Man. Really, all those game modes do. It doesn't change the difficulty of the content itself, unless you're a hardcore Iron Man, right? But it doesn't, or Ultimate, I guess. But it doesn't really change the overall hardness of the content. It really just, it applies more risk and less gear. But man, I tell you, I mean, once you got it down, you got it down. And it doesn't take that long realistically. I mean, if you want to, if you want to sit here and if you're actively learning, okay, I'm just going to say this. If you're actively learning and you're trying to be the best at it, you can easily become the best at it. Okay. It's not hard. So I really do think if they did want, they're implementing a new skill. Okay. You travel to the unknown. And just everything. I really do think if they did implement a raid or even just a new raid in general, this needs to be a damn hard raid. And I'm talking like so damn hard, like so hard that Wooks himself does not beat it in the first day and then start soloing it by 3 p.m. that afternoon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking like so hard it takes a month to sit here and have people actually start like getting used to it, right? And I know there's a lot of technicals with that. Like, I mean, I'm sure we could go on all day about things that could be affected by that. And well, okay, if we make it hard, what's the reward? That's the big question, right? And the obvious answer, a best in slot, and not just talking a normal best in slot, but a god tier best in slot, one that truly is not just one bill, like it's 10 bill or 12 or 20 bill. I mean, it's so damn hard to get that it takes forever. And would that drive people crazy? Sure. I mean, obviously, there's in any MMORPG, when you attune to the elitist mind or whatever, I mean, you're gonna piss some people off. But I just, personally, man, I'm sure there's a wide variety of people that would agree. And I'm sure most of the people that don't agree just have not reached the, in-game aspect and truly have, taken all the stuff that the game can offer in. We need something that is absolutely, can be done with a team. That's a big thing. Can be done with a team that offers an insane reward, like something that you lose sleep over, man. Like, when's the last time I have not been motivated to get on RuneScape, play till 7 a.m. Okay. Like when I was on my T-bow grind, when I was back in the day dedicated to getting a T-bow drop, just because I just had not gotten one. I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to grind my butt off to get a T-bow. Man, it has been ages since I have had that drive to get something like that. And staying up till 7 a.m., running with randoms, running with people I know. I mean, like, that was the prime of my RuneScape experience, when I just had that drive to earn something. And that right there, a hard, just like, people having to sit at the bank and strategize, that kind of content, man, like that would be kind of crazy. And then like, a month down the line, boom, 4 streamers or something, just 4 people figured it out. Or heck, I mean, give it, 2 weeks even. I mean, just, not the same day somebody gets a KC, right? Just something so hard, so strategic, heck, so material based. I mean, screw your armor set you're bringing in. How many nails are you bringing in? How many hammers are you bringing in? How many wooden planks? Like that sort of thing, right? Just something that is so material based and just so intricate that it just drives the noggin. And then, eventually, I mean, just like anything, it would become clockwork, right? But I think it would become clockwork for a small amount of people, just like Tob, right? Tob, you have to get a team together. You have to hope there's people, at 0 KC, or at least people with KC that'll spend the time to help you. It is, I hate to say it, but it is kind of gate kept, right? And not in like I guess, Tob is maybe gate kept in a rude way, but if you've ever experienced low KC Tob, it definitely can be gate kept in a rude way, but, it's just, it's not, dominated at all by new players because it's just so hard to get into it. I mean, you need at least 10 KC for somebody to actively want to raid with you, So I think that, that would be awesome if they could use sailing to implement something like that. Something so outrageously, like the next raid just be perfect. Like the absolute amount of degeneracy, skill and everything, just really just the peak of skill in RuneScape. And that's really all I'm going to say about it. That'd be cool. The raid and sailing, you need 99 sailing. I mean, just you need a high level of sailing, something people are grinding for, and it's just a true in-game experience, like a mythic raid in World of Warcraft. I mean, something truly in-game. Okay, so enough about the raid, but yeah, I mean, just generally in sailing, I think there's a lot of potential in that. Instead of adding to the current landscape, we're adding islands you can sail to, and that's the new update, right? Instanced islands, right? So I mean, there's a lot of potential with it, and I'm really excited for it, just to see like what they actually do. I think it's gonna move slow at first. I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of people, got their hopes up for whenever sailing does drop. I think it's gonna be kind of dog shit at first. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's just, that is just game development in a nutshell. Especially showing that they're just now progressing on it and like just about to release a what was it, like a beta/alpha, open beta/alpha, I can't remember. But you know, that's just how game dev is. Like, it's a cool idea, don't get me wrong, but the cool aspects of the idea, they're going to come later. You got to get the basics down first. You got to get, you know, at least something to chew on for the time being. But then when the cool shit comes out, the cool shit's going to come out. And, you know, that's going to be, might be a little bit down the road. I don't even know when sailing is going to come out, but that I really do think ultimately sailing is going to be a great experience and can open a ton of doors for content. Heck, PvP, right? You know, you don't like doing player to player combat. Heck, how about shooting cannonballs at each other? I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, you do enough contracts, your ship has enough booty on it. It's got a dump truck on the, you know, booty like gold, and and it's got enough gold on it, and you know, it's like the loot keys, right? You sit here and someone plunders your freaking boat, damn thing sinks, and you know they steal your treasure and stuff. I don't know, man. There's a lot of things you can do with it. I think it's gonna be cool. I did see some talk about shamanism, and I kind of looked into it. You know, I can kind of see, I can kind of see why people prefer that. Just for the sole fact that, you know, it kind of relies on the, I didn't look too, okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's been a while since I actually looked at it. So I'm not gonna talk too much on it, to be honest with you. I was about to pull something out of my ass. I think I'll be honest with you. I think it was like, you know, there's just like different things, like, I don't know, regenerate, run energy. I don't fucking know, man. You know, I think there was like some summoning aspects to it too. I think that's why people kind of liked it. So I mean, I'm down for anything. I don't really have any hard opinions on either one. I looked at both of them, and I see the good and the bads for both of them, to be honest with you. Like, but which one has more opportunity? I definitely think sailing. As far as content, okay. As far as content, if we're talking like shamanism is just kind of like powering up your character essentially, or just adding benefits to your character directly, I just don't, man, we don't need more of that. I mean, that's just, you know, honestly, that's just a weirder form of power creep, or honestly, just adding, I just don't, that's, I guess if I did have a hard opinion, that would be it, is I don't think we need more things focusing on the character itself, like a new prayer book or something. Like, you know, we need more stuff that is, you know, dedicated. I mean, because our characters are fine. You know, our characters are doing what our characters do. You know, if there's anything that needs to be, you know, I guess power crept on, it needs to be like, you know, team-based content, man. Like just something like, you know, we need to use that power creep because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. You know, they can't just sit here and release niche items or burn items for the rest of the, 20 years or whatever we play this game. I don't even know how long we'll play it, but, you know, they just can't release niche items forever. I mean, power creep's got to come, and I truly think if it should come, it should come in a form of team content. It should not come in the form of solo content. That's what the quivers and the Inferno capes are for, which are cool. They're awesome. But if you're talking best in slot, you know, the next twisted bow or stuff like that, and, you know, I'm sure they agree on that too. That's why it's always been like that. But, you know, we need to, you know, as far as amplifying the player experience and things like that, I think we should keep that in raids or, you know, any kind of team activity. I even shot an idea. If you check back at a previous video, I shot an idea about a PvP raid, which I think would be insane. You know, you have attackers, defenders, and the ultimate goal is just to win your side. Not Soul Wars, exactly, but basically, you know, I'll do a general overview. It's basically, sorry, I'm stuttering. It's basically, so you have the attackers and defenders, and what it is the attackers are actually doing the PvM side of the raid, like actually killing the bosses, doing things like that, right? And so while you're killing the bosses, you do have to fend off PvPers. How that would work, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, it'd be kind of like just one of those things that we'd had to be experimental on. But I think that'd be cool. You know, it adds like, you know, instead of you bringing your gear just to sit here, and you don't lose items, right? Just like Soul Wars, you don't lose items. But like, you know, you don't lose your gear, and it's a cool way to kind of mix it up. You know, you'll bring like PVM gear, but you also bring like PvP gear so you can, you know, strategize with your team. You know, you'll have people. Yeah, I mean, you'll find ways. I don't know. I just think it'd be fun. You know, I just think something like that would be cool. But, yeah, I don't know. That's, you know, just ideas. But yeah, I ultimately think that we need more team content, man. I really do think, I think people are on the same page. You know, I was just talking about it the other day too. You know, people were complaining about skilling mini games. Man, I'm not opposed to skilling mini games at all. I love skilling mini games because you know what I don't like doing? This shit. Skilling. I don't like doing it, man. I don't like doing it, man. You know, I got 99 rune crafting. You know how I got that sucker? I got it doing Guardians of the Rift small teams. Don't know what that is? I'll make a video one day. Or you can just fucking look it up. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's you know, like 80K, 90K an hour if you do it right. Really fun too. But it's a mini game, right? I was sitting here like talking to people all day while I was working. You know, it wasn't just running back and forth from the blood altar. And yeah, you can get a pet that way, but man, screw a pet if I ain't gonna get the 99 in the first place. It's so damn boring. So, you know, skilling mini games is not a problem to me. Hey, load it up, brother. Load it up. I don't care how many we have. I will do them all. Temporos is awesome. Oh man. I'm actually, you know, I'm you know, I think one good thing of taking a break, I really do hope that I postpone maxing so hard that they go ahead and release a thieving minigame and also maybe a Slayer minigame. Nah, I don't know. Slayer's kind of a minigame in itself. I'm just fucking lazy. A thieving minigame would be awesome. Would be sick. Because, I mean, I tell you, just thieving in general, I was looking at it the other day. It's just so click intensive, man. It really is. I know they added something in Varlamore that I tried out, and, you know, it's like the kid distracts the person, you go into the house, yep. That was kind of fucking boring, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you know, something that really would just pique my interest is going to I don't know, man, like, let's say we all meet up in Canifis, right? I think it's Canifis, right? Let me see here. Canifis. Let me see. Mauritania. Yeah, let's say we all meet up in Canifis, right? There's a mini game in Canifis. You know, that's where they have the werewolves, right? And we got to sit here and become fucking werewolves or something because why not? And we got to sit here and you know, hop through windows and, you know, I don't know, NPCs and just, you know, at the end of the mini game, you get a big XP drop. Boom. It was all fun. People are sitting there talking in the waiting room before you hop on the chariot. I don't know, man. Just something team-based, something fun, something to keep the MMORPG aspect. I'm not opposed to minigame aspects to skilling at all. I'm not. Like, it's so fun, it's so engaging. And usually, you know, especially like Temporos, right? You have the pet, you fish for the rewards, you know, like there's just dopamine. It's fun, man. It's fun. Like that is what I look for. You know, I just, you know, I guess like just talking on that, cause hey, that's what we do here. I think I'm at a point, especially, I mean, you know, like I'm not maxed yet, but I'm damn near close. And I've already done the stuff people bitch and complain about. Man, I'm not opposed to them, you know, making shit easier. And I know that. What do you mean? What? Are you serious? Like, I sat here and I rune crafted blood runes all the way to fucking 200 mil. Are you serious? You want to make it easier? Yeah, dude, I want to make it easier because like that was your decision to do that. Like, hey, man, if you sit here and you want to walk on cinder blocks to school every day, like you want to tie cinder blocks to your feet, and you just want to walk 5 miles to school every day, and then some guy invents the school bus, and you get pissed off. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. That's just that's your fucking fault, man. I'll be honest with you. You can't sit here. I mean, I used to think that way too. Okay. After I'd go into a hard grind, sit there and be like, oh man, like, I just got a message and I can't even read what the hell this guy just said. But I used to be the elitist, just sitting there like, if they ever make agility easier, I'm going to be upset. Like, it's like, bro, at the end of the day, man, I chose to do it knowing damn well they've been implementing things like Temporos and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they make it easier, that's fine. Hey, I might make an Iron Man one day and it makes my life easier, So, I mean, it's a win-win. There we go. I'm not going, why complain about that kind of thing? Because eventually, it might come full circle and help you out, Instead of sitting here, I damn sure I'm never going to get my agility up if I ever do make a fucking Iron Man, if I ever have time. Like, I'm never going to get agility up again as it is right now. Fuck no. Yeah, you couldn't pay me. You could pay me. You could pay me. But I'm not going to do it for free. You could pay me. I don't know why I say that. You could definitely pay me and I'd do it. But yeah, I'm not opposed to skilling minigames at all, man. Those are dope. Those are fun. And honestly, that would be something that I'd be really interested in right now. I mean, heck, while I'm doing smithing, I know they have like the forgery thing. I think it's kind of ass though. Let me look at that here. Giants forgery, 15 to 99 XP an hour. Okay. 253K. It's not horrible. But definitely not as good as adamant plate bodies and shit like that, where I can kind of chill while I'm doing it too. Yeah, but I'm not opposed to shit. I'm not opposed to mini games. I love Temporos because, man, I could sit here and just do Temporos, bro. Watch a damn YouTube video, watch the Alongside podcast, and just fucking chill, man. And I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. Well, man, I'll tell you, I think I've hit all the notes, hit all the dots. I mean, this, really, again, I have not been playing. So as far as keeping up with the news and stuff, that's out the fucking window. Once we get a little bit more stable in our situation, we got a lot of businesses we're trying to build things. And I'd love to talk about, if you're really interested, man, let me know in the comments if you want to, really hear about my life stuff recently. It's actually been pretty cool. Started a clothing brand. Things have been awesome with that. Things I've learned. I can either make a video or shoot, man. We can hop on a live stream and talk about it. I don't know. Yeah, I know these didn't get a lot of followings, but I know there's a couple people that like listening to them. And if you like to listen to me yap my freaking mouth, hey, I'll keep it yapping, baby. No, I'm just playing. I mean, I will keep it going. These podcasts, I love letting off. Again, this is my favorite game, man. I love letting off the brain flow into ideas and thoughts because, man, I tell you, if Jagex offered me a job to sit here and come up with ideas tomorrow, I'm telling you, I'd be sitting here, I'd be writing the Declaration of Independence of ideas. Let me tell you, man, because I am just, I'm always an idea guy. When it comes to anything I've ever done, I just really like to milk the absolute orange juice out of the pulp. Literally, when the orange itself is juiced, I'll take the pulp and start squeezing the juice out of the pulp. I mean, man, I'm down to the fucking wire on the on the ideas, man. I really like to sit here and just, because it's a cool game, it's awesome. Heck, for most of us, it's our childhood. And just seeing it grow and seeing the paths that it takes versus like other MMOs is really awesome because it really diverts itself away from the common MMO, man. I love old school RuneScape because it's not your fucking World of Warcraft. It's not your Final Fantasy. It's not your Guild Wars. It's RuneScape. And it has so much more diversity and so many more things that you can do in it. It's just, I think the style just isn't for a lot of people, but the clicking style and stuff, which is fine. Not everyone has the love RuneScape, but I do. And so that's why I like to make these kind of videos. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end this. If you did like this episode and you made it this far, please leave me a comment. Let me know you made it this far. And I hope you have a great day, great night, great morning, great evening, great 2 a.m. like it is right now. Whenever you're listening to this, rather it be tomorrow, after upload, or in the future. Hey, I hope you're having a great day, night, and all that stuff. And I'm horrible at goodbyes, but I hope you have a good one. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.